with former Ottawa 67 and former captain Travis Barron. First of all, Travis, how have you been keeping yourself busy during this pandemic?
Um, we got a lot of people in my house. I got 8 people live with me, so always something going on. Besides that, working out and a lot of Xbox. So it's boring, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
With 8 people in the house, at least it seems like you have somebody to talk to on a regular basis, which could also be a downfall.
Yeah, 100%. There's always someone who's there to chat, but at the same time, when there's 7 of them chatting, you kind of want your own space for a little bit, and that's hard to find. So that's why I'm hiding in the basement right now, trying to get maybe 30 minutes alone before I get barked at to do some chores or whatever it may be.
I'm assuming the house has never looked cleaner, though.
I'm not kidding when I say this. I got a pretty big yard, and I think I've raked every single branch 400 times. My dad is on a different level of OCD sticks on the ground right now. It's crazy, but it's hilarious.
Do you have a setup where you're able to do some workouts?
Yeah, I got a home gym in the basement here, and then I'm kind of slowly converting my garage into a home gym as well. So that's another issue we're dealing with, and maybe piss my parents off a little bit, but I got to do it.
We've got a lot of ground to cover here with 4 years with the 67s and now 2 years in pro hockey. But I want to go all the way back to the beginning. And how did you start playing hockey?
Started playing. Let's go back. Like, my mom was the one who really taught me how to skate. She would bring me to rinks in Brampton, and we'd always public skate. I had a chair. My sister was there, so that's where I started how to skate. I was like 2 and buzzing around out there, probably hurt myself. I don't know. But then I remember just started with the Timbits hockey, and then I went. My brother played it, so I fell in love with it, obviously. So yeah, I followed his footsteps, played in Timbits hockey like a lot of kids did, and then I just started playing in Brampton, and played every year since I can remember.
I, Everybody has to strap on the goalie pads at some point or other. Do you remember strapping them on?
Yeah, but it wasn't in ice hockey.
Okay.
I was a goalie in inline hockey, so rollerblades, and it was I played house league, but I played it like a couple years up at the time, and I remember I don't know even how old I was, young, but the kids older than me were maybe 3 or 4 years older than me, and it was my rotation to go in net, and I threw a fit, and my mom actually, like, I was young enough for my mom to record the game and like laugh, and we have the tape. And I'm looking at her in the stands while the game's going on, freaking out. I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to be here. So it's one of the best things we have. So,
So there was never an idea for you to play net?
oh no, you can, like, I put my sister in net, my grandma in net, and road hockey before I'd even think about going in net.
You also have a couple relatives who have played pro hockey as well, Andrew and Cole Castles. What did
Yeah.
they have, or did they have any impact on your decision to continue with a hockey career?
Yeah, like, growing up, Cole and I are still really close. We've been close our whole lives, and he's always a guy I looked up to. His dad playing NHL for 1,000 games. Obviously, that's really rare and hard to do. So you kind of follow Cole's footsteps. He was following his footsteps. It's he did it all, and then Cole and I are best friends still to this day, and we talk every day. And yeah, we just talk about hockey, talk about life, and he's there if I have questions. At this point, I'm there for him too if he has any questions. Like, I think we've been through enough to help each other out, and yeah.
What was it like playing against him in your first year in the OHL?
Um, Weird. That was a phase in our life where he was getting big success, and things are going well. Drafted Vancouver, really good player. So I was really competitive. I was almost jealous of him. And he knew that. And, every time he'd skate by our bench after he'd score or get an assist, he'd look at me and say some cheesy line and make me freak out and make me want to slash him in the head. But, I couldn't. And, it was great. He was a really good player and sucked to play against.
Moving on to minor midget, what was it like playing on that Toronto Junior Canadians team with Jake Chikrin, Victor Mete, and your good buddy Drake Grimshaw, among others?
That was a great year. There were obviously, two really good teams in Toronto in the year, and us versus the Marlies. So everything you can think of, it was just us against the Marlies. And we had such a good team, such good guys. And, we won the championship in Game 8 of the city championship, which was crazy. It's weird how, if you think about it, like everyone on both of those teams who play each other in every finals of every tournament and whatever, you're all best buddies off the ice. So it's so weird to think about it back then. I remember Taylor Radish and I, like Radish was on the Marlies, I was on the Junior Canadians, and we drive together to the game that we'd be playing in the city championship, and it was just, it's crazy to think about. But no, that was Chikrin, Mete, Rimmer, like we had a blast. That was such a good group of guys and a lot of fun.
Is it hard to believe that was 6 years ago now?
Yeah, and it makes me sick.
7 years ago?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on here.
And leading up to or after your OHL or OHL Cup, OHL draft, your third overall selection, take us back to draft day. And did you anticipate going that high and going to the 67s?
I think off the record, or I guess it's what, 7 years ago. I can say it now. I knew Sunday. I knew Wednesday before the Saturday day of the draft. So I knew a few days before I was going to Ottawa, and it was awesome. Like I was so excited until draft day. I knew I was going to Ottawa, but at the same time, when Ottawa was on the clock, I've never been so nervous in my life. I don't know. I don't know why. I was like, is this happening? So that's something I won't forget. But that was so cool. And Hammy set me up real nice. Like right after the draft, he sent me a nice little care package, and I didn't see any of it. My family rated it all anyway. So
you got enough as the years went along.
Yeah, I know. No kidding.
Did you feel any extra pressure going that high in the draft?
At the time, no. I was, had a great year, did what I needed to do. But, moving forward, like towards like the second half of my first year, I kind of was getting hard on myself, and, things were starting to, harder league than you think. And then your NHL draft year, a lot of expectation, which I don't think I handled it very well at the time. And so, yeah, I think I put some extra pressure and stress on me because of that.
At 16, were you ready to move away from home?
No, I don't think a lot of us are, but we still manage, we still get by. I think it's harder than people think, is, moving away from home. When I was 15 at the time when I moved, I think I just turned 16, maybe, I don't know, but I was still a little kid, it's crazy to think about. I'm still not ready to move away from home. I'm almost 22,
Who took you under their wing to show you the ropes in the OHL?
It's so crazy to think about. Like, you look at guys like Tyler Hill, which was a guy who drove me to my billets from the rink to meet them for the first time. Like, I won't forget that. Eric Bradford, Brandon Bell, TK, Midzy, Nevin Guy. There were so many guys you can rip off. It was a good group of guys. So everybody did their thing. Of course, they had some fun with me, I guess. But it was great. Like no one was hard. And Taylor Davis, another guy, I forgot about him. Davey. There's so many guys. Like it was nice.
You mentioned Travis Konechny in there. He's only a year older than you. How big of an impact did he have on you in your first couple of years in the OHL?
Yeah, he was a 17-year-old captain at the time, and you know, we kind of went through things together, if you think about it. Or should I tell you? I guess I don't know how to word it. I haven't really spoke to a different human than my family in a long time, so it's we kind of both went through things. Like, he was going through his draft year, that was my first year, so we kind of help each other, I guess. And but he took off. I remember he was going through a little bit of a struggle for a little bit there, and then he took off. And now he's doing great things, and you try to follow his footsteps, but I don't have the same footsteps as that guy on the ice. You know what I mean? Like, that guy can boogie. That guy he can do it right. So he was a hell of a player, and a great guy.
What was it like to represent Canada at the under 17s?
Yeah, that's you dream about that as a kid. That was amazing. I had a blast, met a lot of good friends. I didn't do as well as we hoped, but still had a great time. Yeah.
Do you remember the results more than you remember some of the memories and getting to know a lot of the guys there?
Um, no, I remember the results weren't the best, and I remember the '98 group didn't do very well. I think we finished like fourth, fifth, sixth, or something like that. All three Canadian teams out of 8 or whatever it is, and that's not ideal, especially being Canada and everything that Hockey Canada's done. But at the same time, like, there's stories and memories that I'll never forget from that week in Sarnia. So it was a blast.
You mentioned Tyler Hill driving you to your billet's house for the first time. Other guys that dawning on you. What stands out most, or are there a few moments from your rookie season that really jump out at you when you look back at 5, 6 years ago now?
Yeah, yeah, like Tyler Hill driving me, living with Troy Henley. Every day was something new with him. He was he was a riot, but he's a great guy. Biggest heart. Um, I can remember like so much. Um, Fred Barrett Arena. We used to practice there. I remember that. That was a hike to go to school, to go to Barrett. Um, I remember seeing Jeff Brown's helmet for the first time, and I was like, "What's going on?" Uh, that's something I'll never forget. Arthur. I remember we're at the Barrett, and me and TK are messing around doing something, and Arthur's skating by, and I guess my stick went like I went to lift TK's stick, but Arthur was skating by, so I went like this, and I knocked out Arthur's like 4 front teeth. I didn't knock him out, but I chipped 4 of his front teeth. Remember, this guy was so pissed. That was priceless. Kenny, there's so much you can think about and talk about, but
You talked about your draft stock or your draft NHL draft year. You didn't handle it maybe as well as you could have. What do you feel you could have done differently or better?
just believe in yourself. As simple as that sounds, like, I just had no confidence in my draft year, and we were a struggling team who kind of pulled it together, or kind of lost it, pulled it together. We were up and down the whole year. But I think, like, if I played like I did in those whatever 5-6 years ago playoffs against Niagara, then it would have been a completely different year. That's when I started feeling myself. But by that point, it was a little too late in regards to draft stock. And but yeah, I got no regrets, to be honest.
And being a seventh round pick, did you have any expectations heading into the draft? You were a high OHL pick. Did you have any expectations heading into the NHL draft?
Yeah, like, you hear things, you get told things, so you don't know what to expect, to be honest. Like, I can tell you 10 different times I thought where I was going to get picked, but at the same time, it doesn't happen. So you kind of, I don't know. That was a long day. But at the same time, like, you got to think, you got drafted, how many kids get drafted to the NHL? Like, you got to be grateful no matter where you go. So that's another thing. Like, I got no regrets. I'm happy. Like, I said, I did it,
And then heading into your third year, named captain. Same question as leaving for living life on your own away from home. Were you ready to be captain?
Uh, yeah, I think I was, but at the same time, it was hard for me to embrace it because, like, I just turned 18. Like, I have a late birthday, so I'd be coming in. Like, I'd be moving to Ottawa at 17, but I'd just be turning 18. But I would have a captain or teammates who are 21, so it'd be kind of weird for me to, like, how to learn how to lead in a way where you're still one of the younger guys on the team, but you got to figure it out. And I think I did well. I think the older guys at that time helped me out a lot and were great with me. Whitey, Orbs, those guys, Jared Stay. Yeah, they were great. There's so many guys. Think about it. It's crazy, I don't know. I just haven't thought about how many guys I play with in a long time.
You're a captain in minor hockey, OHL. Do you consider yourself a natural leader?
Yeah, I believe so. I kind of, pride myself on that. But yeah, I think I do, to be honest.
What qualities do you have as that would make you a good leader, or that do make you a good leader?
I think I'm just someone you can follow. I'll lead by example, but I can be verbal, I can be loud, quiet. I just, I don't know. I just thrive on it. I think I can read situations well and um, hopefully help my team and they follow. You know.
I got to ask you about the playoffs in your third year against Mississauga and the situation with Nick Hague. You missed the end of that playoff series. Can you take us through the series of events that led to your injury and exactly what happened there?
Yeah. That was a crazy shift. That we were, the game was getting chippy. A lot of guys were on our team were running their, best players, which great. Do it all you want. I love it, But then there was a scrum in the far end near in our zone, and I remember there was another little one right in front of our bench, which was like me, Hag, I think it was OJ and someone else on their team. But anyways, Hag, one of their best players. So, me, and throw my gloves and hopefully wail away on this kid. But, he's a big kid. We fought a little bit. I ended up falling and he was on top of me. I remember that. And he gave me an extra shot and my head hit the ice pretty hard. And unfortunately, due to those protocols, you got to sit out, and which I think was the best thing for me at the time. I hit my head pretty hard, and I had some blood going too. And unfortunately, that was that pissed me off, to be honest. But it's years ago now, so what can you do? But yeah, that was a tough way to go.
You were never the really like to fight guy. I think 9 regular season fights in your career. You'd stand up for teammates and you do it when you need to. I just want to get your opinion on the OHL's 3-fight rule. And obviously fighting has gone way down in hockey in general. But do you find that that's beneficial for kids as they move older and move into pro hockey, where fighting is relevant more so than in junior hockey?
Yeah. It's a touchy subject nowadays. If you really think about it, a lot of people agree, disagree, blah, blah, blah. I think the OHL is changing like so much in regards to that. But at the same time, like 3 fights maybe should be 5, should be 10, maybe 10, my opinion. Like there's so much behind it, like a fight protects more than people think. Although there's risks of getting hurt during the fight, it's stopping people from getting hit from behind. It's stopping people from getting ran. It goes such a long way. I think it's the players kind of ref it themselves, and the OHL is a good time to learn that. And I get it that pro hockey is also losing, the whole fight, every game role and stuff. But I think it's to protect players. Yeah, fighting should be 100% in the game, but the limit of fights, I don't know the answer to. I really don't. But like you said, I wasn't a big fighter, but like I'd do it if I needed to. And I just think it's so important for the game and to protect your teammates, protect yourself. But at the same time, there's risks, and you got to be willing to take a risk,
Yeah, Jeff Brown and Mike Eastwood as your main coaches for 3 years. What were you able to gain from having their experience around having played pro hockey for so long combined?
Yeah, Brownie, Easty, both great guys. They matured you fast. You were either a pro or you're not gonna be hanging around us any longer. They lived the lifestyle, they did it, and you kind of got two different people when it comes to Jeff Brown and Mike Eastwood. It's Brownie, very stern, very hard, but wants the best for you. Where Easty you can go to talk to. Not saying you can't go talk to Brownie, but Easty was just easier to approach at the time. Just the best guys. They knew everything. You asked them anything, they knew it. They had the best stories to tell because they've seen it all. Yeah, those were that was awesome. If you think about it, like they were the best.
And then moving on to Andre Tourney for your fourth and final year. What was the biggest change or that you saw from your first 3 years to your final year?
Like a drastic change, but I don't know how to explain it. Big Bear, kind of wanted a big change in the organization. He did it, and it was so fun to be, the first step towards the change. You look at the past 2 seasons that you guys had, you lost in the finals, and then you look at this season where it's you guys probably, who knows, you say you win it, I feel so bad for you guys. I feel bad for the overagers that I played with, and I don't want to get into that right now, but they were pros just as much as my old coaches, but they had such a tight program, plan, schedule. They did it really well, and I'm so grateful that my last year in junior was with the three of them, and I can say thousands of nice things, but I'm just gonna say thank you to those guys.
During that fourth year, you signed in the playoffs with Colorado, your entry-level contract, and then went up to the AHL to end the regular season, then the ECHL playoffs, winning a Kelly Cup. Can you take us through what that run was like to be on?
Yeah, that was a crazy year for me. A lot happened so fast. Unfortunately, we lost to Hamilton, who went on to win the championship in Ottawa, and you never think that'd be your last time ever wearing that jersey. But like you said, that's 2 years ago now. It's crazy. But then you go to the American League, and I'm playing in San Antonio. I thought I'd be just finishing out, their season there because they weren't making the playoffs. And then next thing you know, it's June 12th, I think it was, and I'm the youngest guy ever to win the Kelly Cup, which was, it was crazy. It was crazy. So that whole experience was something. I saw, I can tell you stories from that alone. I've seen full bench brawls. I've seen, line brawls, so much, so quick.
Was that kind of cathartic for you to go on that run as your OHL career came to an end? Because you never got out of the first round of the OHL playoffs, which I'm sure has got to sting a bit, but was it nice to be able to go on that run at the end?
Oh yeah. It stings if you think about that, but at the same time, like, to win a championship at any level, it's special, and to do it, and professionally in your first 2 months of playing professional hockey, people can't say that. So it's kind of weird to think about, but at the same time, like, yeah, people play, a long time to win a championship, and I was fortunate to do it at 19. Um, you know, 2 months in, it's crazy.
How much do you think luck plays into the playoffs for you guys when you were with the 67s? Because I think three or maybe even all four of the years you ran into the hottest teams heading into the playoffs. Niagara twice, Mississauga, and then Hamilton, who went on to win everything. How much of luck do you think plays into that, especially that opening round when you were with the 67s?
Yeah, luck is huge. The playoffs are a completely different game than what people think, and like, yeah, like you said, we've faced the best teams realistically. Niagara went to the finals when they beat us, and then we lost to Mississauga. Well, we lost to Niagara twice, but then we lost to Mississauga, who went to the finals that year, and then we lost to Hamilton my last year, who won the thing. So we played the best teams arguably every first round, and we put up a good fight. Like, it wasn't an easy sweep for anybody. Niagara, I think my first year we lost in 6, and then the next year we lost in 5, or vice versa. I'm not too sure, but yeah, luck is huge when it comes to that. A team can get hot, a goalie can get hot, a player can get hot, a player could get hurt. You never know what's going to happen, and it's just in the playoffs. Comes down to luck if you think about it.
I know you were at least one of the games in the final last year for the Ottawa 67s. How much were you following along during that entire run?
Yeah, every game, that whole season actually. It was my first year away from the guys. I left to go to pro by myself from that team. So I didn't really have anyone from that team to go through it with. So I had extreme FOMO, let's call it, and I feel like I was missing out on that whole year by them. But at the same time, like, I'm starting my career, so I couldn't be in a position to complain. But at the same time, like, I wanted to play for them every night. I wanted to help them, and that was it was hard to watch, but at the same time, it was fun to watch. They did some special things that year.
It sounds like you kind of wanted to be there. Do you have any regrets about not playing an overage season? And obviously things went well for you playing pro, but did you have any regrets maybe not playing that overage year?
Regrets? No. Like, you got to think about how many people in the OHL want to play pro. That's your goal, and how many do it is not as much as you think, or maybe more. I don't know the stat, but you're in that stepping stone of hopefully playing the NHL one day, and so you got to be grateful for where you are and what you have. But at the same time, like, 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears with you guys, and to see you guys finally doing something, being right there, it hurts a bit, like, you want to be there because you've done so much for the team, and but no, I don't have regrets. I just wish it was a year before.
Being a couple of years removed now, what does it mean to you to be in Ottawa 67?
Yeah, it means everything to me. Like, my family, it's just an amazing organization. Like, you come to my house, besides that Oshawa General jersey in that corner.
I'm gonna bring that up. Yeah.
We have 15 different 67s jerseys laying around. So it's, my dad's hat, my dad's keychain, my mom's whatever, sweater, like, everything you can think of we have in this house, and we wear it with such pride still to this day. Like, it's the best city. Like, I love Ottawa. Like, I've told my parents, like, one day, like, I kind of want to, raise my kids in Ottawa if it comes to it. I want to live there. Like, that's home. That's where I became someone. And I loved it. the organization. Like maybe, who knows, like I want to coach it in when I'm done, and I want to be there, it's part of me.
That jersey in the background, I'm assuming that's Cole's?
That's cool. So that's his
Okay.
Mem Cup champion, uh, whatever, jersey frame.
Gotcha. Okay. Did have another question about right, your nickname in your first couple of years. Did you want to share that, or is that just a private thing?
Which one? I think I had a few. You could
The
say it.
nut,
I don't
the
care.
nut. Okay, well, Barrel. The nickname is
Barrel. Oh,
Bear.
yeah,
Barrel.
yeah.
Barrel is where it went to.
Oh yeah.
Can you explain that
Oh
one?
yeah. Yeah, I was a chubbier kid, so of course I get called Barrel. That's just how it goes. Bear the
Okay.
barrel flows. Midzy was probably in charge of that one. Yeah, it definitely was Midzy. So
It's gone away.
yeah, it's gone away. It's gone away. Thank God.
What have you found to be the biggest difference from playing junior hockey now to moving on to your pro career?
Just the competitiveness between like your teammates at all times. It's jobs now. You're going against guys who are, maybe have kids or whatever, trying to feed their kids, want a job. They're going to do anything it takes to get on that team. And just you got to be committed 100% of the time. It's a job, like I just said. So it's completely different in regards to that. But at the same time, like, it's a game. Have fun with it. Like it's you got to enjoy it. So that's one thing I've been learning, instead of taking it so hard all the time, and just enjoy, have fun, but at the same time, win a job.
How about off the ice with getting, well, you're the young guy, probably
Yeah.
still are. How have you found that, and have you been able to pick up any cooking skills?
You know what? Yeah, I'll say yes, but my mom will beg to differ. I cooked like the same 5 different dinners. That's it. That's all I got in the arsenal. But I come home. What did I mess up? I messed up something. I messed up taco night the other night or something. And my mom was just like, how do you survive? Like, it's tacos. But I get by.
Have you found it difficult maybe jumping up and down between the AHL and the ECHL the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's, always a kick in the stomach when you get sent down, but at the same time, it's, as a young guy, it's an opportunity to play. Or in the American League, it's either you're going, you find like a steady role and you run with it, but at the same time, it's, if you struggle, you're gonna be out. You're gonna be gone, and if you don't learn how to cope with that, you're gonna get sent down. But at the same time, getting sent down, as much as it sucks, it's an opportunity to play and grow as a pro. So you can't look at it as a bad thing. You can be pissed off all you want, but realistically, nobody cares, and it's on you to get back up and roll with it.
Aside from maybe competition level and skill level, is there a big difference between the two leagues?
Not a big difference. Just like you said, skill for sure is one of them, and speed. Just as simple as that sounds, it's a difference. But yeah, there's not much, but they're both not easy to play in, if you know what I mean. Like, they're both extremely good leagues, and not people, but like, you got to appreciate it.
And bigger, stronger, faster is always the typical answer. But what do you feel like you need to work on during the off season as we're getting started into it?
For me, I think it's just, foot speed. Obviously, you can never be fast enough or whatever. But another thing is just, um, believing in myself. That, it doesn't have to be like, I'm big enough, I'm strong enough. I just got to work at my speed, and then just believing in myself and really, not getting down on yourself when things hit the fan. But like I said, I'm still learning. I've learned enough now to I think I understand it, and I just gotta, put everything I got moving forward. But I don't know what's gonna happen here with all this stuff going on, and I don't know what's gonna happen. But we just gotta, you gotta take advantage of this time off. Like, you're at home, like, might as well work out, might as well, get stronger and work on yourself. So, as crappy as it was for the season to end so suddenly, I think it's a good time for me to work on myself.
And the OHL priority selection took place earlier this month. And I'm sure that in your rookie year, you heard some veterans, 4 or 5 year veterans, say, enjoy it now because it goes by quick.
Oh yeah.
How fast did it seem like it went by? And what advice do you have for some of those kids who just are about to come into the OHL?
Coming into the OHL, enjoy it. Like, people, like, not, I keep saying people, but these kids coming in now, like, you gotta appreciate it every day and have as much fun as you can every day, because it really is the time of your life. You're gonna meet friends who you're gonna have relationships with for the rest of your life with those guys and staff. It's the best time ever. Enjoy it, have fun, but work towards being a pro, work towards being what you want.
And how many guys do you keep in contact with from your 67 days?
A lot more than people think.
Anybody in particular?
Who did I talk to yesterday? I talked to Hoff a lot. Keats, Felly's hard to keep in. Felly, who knows what he's doing? He might be in a tree right now. You don't know what Felly's doing. But yeah, you play against Midzy, you see Midzy. But everyone is just a text away. It's crazy. You're still buddies for life.
Well, Travis, appreciate the time and enjoy the workouts during this pandemic, and hope to see you back on the ice soon.
Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate it.